point in my life, I was over it. Everywhere I went, disaster struck. From burning building to flooded supermarkets. The list goes on. Yet I am a fighter. So I continued to stick it out. I worked as many jobs as I could. Warehouse, cleaning, and even delivery. I discovered I was good at all of these things over 10 years ago, and for some reason the passion was never there. I was continuously cleaning up other people's messes. My jobs resembled my old personality to a T. My customers were left satisfied, while myself on the other hand, became more disengaged and wearier. Not physically but spiritually. It just wasn't fulfilling, and I knew my calling wasn't to clean shitters all day and play Mary the Maid for spoiled individuals. Yet I continued to push through. So much resistance, but I somehow bypassed it. But not without getting scarred by the pressure. I was utilizing my God-given gifts on a small scale. People I trusted and loved attempted to keep me isolated and codependent. When in reality, they were codependent on my energy. Moths to a flame, I call it. Yet I pushed through. Poker face and all. I knew if I stopped I would be consumed. I still found time to have fun and admire the beauty in life. I made time for my baby more and did not forget to make memories. He deserves a better life than I had. And so do I. Knowing this, I still felt like I was a bee trapped in a vacuum cleaner trying to find that way out. Finally purge and banish those entities from my life for good and become renewed for real. So that's what I did. I started back taking clarity trips so I could hear God's voice clearer without the noise of the bustling city. I came back and decided to finally quit. From that very moment I started to win. If you stay to the end, I want you to know that there is a breakthrough in releasing burdens.
No matter what you're going through, I just want you to know that God sees everything, right? There is a breakthrough in you quitting. Sometimes it's not really you quitting, but it's you releasing the things that no longer served you, things that weren't meant to be in your life, but only for a season, not for eternity. People try to box us in and put labels on us, not knowing that we are aware of our purpose and we will never feel content as long as we play it small. You know that song, you think it's small, think big, bitch. Facts. Like, you got to think big of yourself. If God promised you something, you walk into that with your head held high. It don't matter if your voice shake, if your feet unsteady. Like, He will give you that along the way. Just start. Just do it. The longer you sit there and try to tell yourself why you shouldn't, the further you become from your purpose, and the chances are likely that He will assign it to somebody else. And that's the reality. Yes, what's for you is for you. But if you never step into that, that window of opportunity starts to close. So get up and do what He called you to do. I'm a creator, right? After watching a little clip into my story, cleaning toilets, running people groceries, it was giving Mary the maid, and I wasn't going for that. Yes, I like to help people, but it came to a point where I didn't like people anymore. I didn't want to be around that. I don't want to see your face, okay? And the people who it started with the last cleaning I had. After the lady told me her story, God started showing me like why I needed to take a step back and not help, right? Not assist. Because based on what she was telling me about people, leaving her and during a tough time, you don't know what her karma is, You only interfere if God tell you to. If He gives you signs on why you shouldn't, then that's what happens. And ever since then, I haven't cleaned the apartment. Ever since, I was fed up with delivery, being underpaid and overworked. It's like I was working and my money, I was making the money, but it was all going to bills. Like, I'm like, He said, let me help you out. Just give me your burdens. And that's exactly what I did. On this last trip, I stayed for 2 to 3 weeks. And I was able to hear His voice clearly without the distractions, without people hovering over my shoulder trying to monitor me. Do what you feel in your gut. Ask Him before anything. Ask her before anything. Because God is everything. He is the universe. Don't be fooled. He goes by many names. And in quitting, I found that I was actually starting. but this time renewed. I didn't have to start over. I already had obtained the skills, learned those lessons, had those resources, and I will continue to gain more along this journey. But if you stop, you will never know or see what he promised you because you gave up, right? I didn't just give up. I released those burdens. I gave up on trying to force something that was never meant to be. I gave up on trying to put myself in a box like everybody else tried. It just wasn't working. Based on my personality, it would never have worked. I knew what it was. It was just a matter of when and how. And at this moment, I'm being told not to worry about the how because the how comes later. Just know that you started today. You're going to keep going up from there. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and stay blessed. Yes. Bye bye.